Welcome to another episode of the Center Circle Podcast, top one podcast for anything football. As always, I'm your host, Patrick. No better host than me for a pod like this. I'm with my guys, Chappie, as
Sure.
usual. I'm with my guy, Chooks, as usual.
What's up, man? How you
Unfortunately,
doing?
what's up, bro? Unfortunately, need to get this out the way real quick. Unfortunately, Little Giant cannot be here for unspecified reasons, according to him. My guess is that the reason that he cannot be here have
Because
something.
man, you collect.
Exactly, because it get as you go collect, you know go.
You go avoid
fix,
conversation.
You go avoid. It's not everything you talk about. You feel me? So good luck to Little Giant. We can't wait to see you, bro. Once you're back. Now, first things first. Let's get into the nitty gritty of the deal. Before we even touch on the Man U topic, because I can see the energy in your veins, the chap. Chappie don't get anything to
It really matters now.
on this podcast.
No friends.
No
You know,
problem.
it
No
really
problem.
matters.
We're all good.
No permanent friends.
No permanent friends.
friends.
Yeah,
Yes,
don't
sir.
worry. It's all good. I'll take the flag, but
No problem.
before we get to that, let's just touch on the Champions League. I have to raise up my hand and say I got something wrong. Some of the things that I suggested didn't exactly play out the way that they were supposed to play out or that I expected them to play out. So major, massive props to Borussia Dortmund. I did not see them. You didn't see it happening.
Yeah, I didn't see it happen, but I said something. I said I expected PSG to actually move to the next round. But I said if Dortmund progresses, it is going to be like the greatest shocker in this Champions League event. No one saw Dortmund going this far. Nobody. But the only thing I'm sure is tonight, Bayern Munich will actually progress to the next round.
Okay,
I used to think it was Madrid, but now that Bayern have confirmed that it's Dortmund, I mean their wife, so they'll be so ready to
They'll be so. I think Dortmund and Bayern Munich have faced each other in the Champions League final once before. I think that was
Jurgen Klopp.
10 years ago. So there's an interesting story developing there because Marco Reus, of course, 10 years ago, or more or less, was in that final
Yeah.
with Borussia Dortmund when they lost to Bayern Munich in the Champions League final. What a story it would be for him specifically, because now it's confirmed, it's guaranteed, ladies and gentlemen, after this season, Marco Reus will no longer be a Borussia Dortmund player.
Yeah.
There's some people who, as long as they've known football, Marco Reus has been.
Yeah, it's like the identity.
He's
Of
like the Steven Gerrard
Dortmund.
of Liverpool, or Totti of Roma.
Roy Keane of
Of United,
Giggs.
you must bring up. Okay, you did your body today. You did your body today. So it's an interesting story. So, but just to get you guys' thoughts, especially you, Chooks, I want to hear from you. What did you think of the game with? Because even when Dortmund won the first leg, it was just it was a formality in most of our minds. Like, okay, second leg, Mbappe is going to turn up, he's going to tear it up, PSG is going to go through. So, how did you guys feel seeing that game?
I mean, first things I'd like to say congratulations to Borussia Dortmund for qualifying for the Champions League finals. Just like you said, it was not what anyone expected, especially the return leg in Paris. Right, everyone expected the guys from Paris to take the game to to Borussia Dortmund and actually win the game. But what we saw in that game was totally different. We saw a PSG that lacked any form of innovation or any form of excitement. The game from PSG yesterday wasn't exciting to watch, right? And at the point where Borussia Dortmund scored the goal, you just knew it was over. You just knew that with the way the PSG had played, there was no way they were going to come back from winning 2 goals to score 2 goals on aggregate and even go on to win the game. So, I mean, what this is setting up is for a very very thrilling finals. Peradventure, Bayern Munich how they find a way to go over Real Madrid. but that's still left to be said. But like I said, congratulations to Borussia Dortmund. We just keep our fingers crossed and see what
Alright, let's
happens
see
with the
what's
next
up.
game.
Chappy.
Well, just like I said earlier, I still feel the finals is between Dortmund and Bayern Munich. I was tipping Real Madrid for the finals. But I don't know. I just sat some days ago, and I just thought about the whole thing, and I said, Bayern are actually playing the game of their life in the Champions League. They know they've lost the home league. They know, so they are just going to. That's why I said when before their game against Arsenal in the semi-finals or in the quarterfinals, right?
Quarterfinals,
Yes,
yeah.
I made a statement. I said Arsenal were playing
This
for
man,
two things.
this man,
Bayern were playing for just one
this
thing.
man,
And then it came, I mean, the prediction came correct.
this man,
And we all saw what happened.
this
So
man.
I think right now, we just have to admit to the fact that Real Madrid just won. Congratulations to Real Madrid.
They just won La Liga.
They won the La Liga. So they still want to make it a double this season. Hopefully, they will try to make it a double. But I still think that Bayern will go all out and mesmerize Real Madrid and get to the final. And when they get to the finals and they see the yellow boys from Borussia, I mean, it's
It's going to
But why did you have to insert
like
Arsenal?
Arsenal.
into the
Like
conversation?
he just
this
had
match,
to.
This match happened
Chappy is so
months,
capable.
weeks ago.
Is so capable.
Why do you have
bro,
to infuse
bro, from
Arsenal into this
from an
game?
artistic point of view, I envy your capacity to bring something seemingly irrelevant.
into the conversation? Make it.
this is
I
how
just
you,
make
this is how you
it-
throw this is how you throw professional shots. You don't just throw it
But
around.
yeah,
You just
I mean, take a shot
just-
at PSG. PSG played the game yesterday.
But yo, like just
Come on, man, leave
just-
Arsenal out of your mouth.
just to
bro.
round off, I hear what you're saying about Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. But one thing I want to point out is Real Madrid have only lost they only lost one La Liga game all season. That like we have another team,
Girona.
no, not in La Liga, Leverkusen in Germany,
Yeah.
who haven't lost. But what Real Madrid have done, if not for teams like Leverkusen, who are absolutely like blowing teams away,
Yeah.
we've never seen a record like that before.
Yeah.
But if we're not having Leverkusen to talk about, we'll be talking about what Real Madrid are doing.
yeah.
I've seen something like that before. Arsenal and Invisibles. Come on.
Arsenal Invincible,
Don't do that.
sure.
With
Don't do that,
12,
man. Don't-
12 draws.
Don't
Yeah.
do that, man. Don't do
Yeah.
that, man. Did we
Please,
lose?
please, let's
Did
Fair-
we lose?
fair
talk
enough,
about
fair enough.
something.
Did we lose?
Fair
let's talk about
enough.
something
I mean,
better. I beg.
I'm still expecting Chappie to talk about PSG and what they played yesterday. I don't know
Okay,
why
it
you're
is disappointing for PSG,
I
to be
mean-
very honest.
I
It
mean,
is
Luis
disappointing.
Enrique, you
know,
felt like
you
there
have-
was some
you have-
Champions
you have
League
the
know-how.
best-
That's
you
what
have
he
the-
said. Yeah, I'm trying
You
to
have
bring him
you
back
have
to
the
what he
best
said.
you have the best striker in your team. That's Kylian Mbappe.
Best
you
player
have-
in the world. Actually.
You have almost all your boys are actually top notch. But I still feel that Dortmund just went there to have fun. I don't think they went there to play to get to the finals. Dortmund just went to we got the first leg already, so let's just see what happens. Even if we get ousted at this round, I think we've done what no one expected to
They
get to the
defended
semi-finals.
really well, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. No one. I mean, when you see the game, you see how many times PSG hit the crossbar. I mean, they were taking all shots from outside the box, from inside the box. Everyone was trying to get that goal, but it wasn't coming. So you just need to understand that luck played a huge part and hard work too. Because when you put in so much work into your profession and you try to score, but it doesn't come, that one is another part. But when you put in so much work and then it comes through, then you find out that okay, we need luck, a little bit of
Right.
luck for every hard work. we
You
do.
earn your luck.
Exactly.
I feel you. So Dortmund through to the final. Wow, through to the final. That's something. Now Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and then Chappie has said he feels like Bayern Munich will go through. I'd like to get your thoughts, but again, I just want to throw this little nugget in there. Real Madrid, two things. Real Madrid, one loss in La Liga this season. Real Madrid, an obsession with the Champions League.
Yes.
Win as many La Ligas as you want. I don't think in the context of being a Real Madrid player, you are completely fulfilled within yourself if you don't raise the Champions League trophy.
True.
Real Madrid know how. Ancelotti, multiple-time Champions League winner. Vinicius Jr., players in there, won the Champions League. Jude Bellingham, hungry for it.
Yeah.
Never done it before, hungry for it. It's also going to be quite the story if Jude Bellingham ends up in the final and he's facing Dortmund in his first Champions League
Yeah,
final.
it's
There's crazy plots in there.
Yeah.
So I just want to get you guys' thoughts because again, we're going Bayern. They have nothing else to play for. They're going to go all in. They've got people like Harry Kane who need something like this. But also, please, like, let's not easily write off Real Madrid because they are like. And then just to finish off on this, a club like Real Madrid, you see how their history is basically the Champions League and how tightly knit. But if you look at the Champions League this season, there's something about defensive resilience.
Okay.
We're seeing something. I mean, in the past, we've had years that have been dominated by managers and tactics and clubs and teams that have been based on attacking football and flair and things like that. But that's not what we're seeing this season. Barca are out, Man City are out, PSG are out, teams who
Arsenal
are out, teams who like model themselves after.
Hey, don't say
It
that.
is.
Don't say that thing you want
No,
to
no,
say.
no, 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 no.
Don't
I
say
just
that
want
thing
to
you
say
want to
something. No,
say.
don't worry. Don't worry. I'll pardon you this time. It is so bad that we're mentioning great teams and we're not even calling United. We forgot United even came to the competition. in the first
United
place.
were actually, United is not a football team.
Oh, yeah.
They are an institution that just so happens to have to play football every weekend. But we'll get there in a bit.
Did you
because
just call them an institution?
We'll get there. No, they are
The funny thing is,
We'll get.
you remember some weeks ago I said the only person representing United in the Champions League.
Is Jadon Sancho.
You remember when I said it?
Who is there
And now
on
you see
loan?
what I said about that prophecy is coming to pass.
See, Chappie, just wait. We'll touch on these people.
I got
because
so open church now, they say I dey lie.
these people don't have sense. We'll get there. We'll get there in a bit. So, like,
Predictions.
just predictions, because again, the last thing I just wanted to point out is the fact that Real Madrid they've been the banner club for resilient football.
Yes.
They don't concern themselves with all these tactical, we want to stretch the pitch this long and then we tiki-taka here and there. It no concern Real Madrid. We'll defend, we'll get the ball, Vinicius will do his thing, Bellingham will do his thing, we'll score and we'll go. And that seems to be the theme of the Champions League this year. That's what we saw with Dortmund and PSG and some other games we've seen this season. So going into that match, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, again, before we leave the Champions League topic, I want to get you guys, because the next time we meet here, that game will be played. We'll know the finalists.
Yeah, true.
So I will know who to yab when we get there. So final thoughts. I'll start with you, Chooks. Who's going to be in the final this season?
See, trust me, this is a very, very tough question. And I say tough because, of course, you just mentioned the pedigree of Real Madrid. And not just, these guys are guys who know how to get out of difficult situations in the Champions League. They have a history of that. They make getting out of a difficult situation look easy. It's almost as if they bait you with that scenario of them being in a difficult situation, and that at the end of the day even makes their triumph against the other team even more sweeter and more what's the word now? I'm trying to find this word. More important, for lack of a better word, right? So I expect them to come in with that same energy in this second leg. But at the same time, we also know a team like Bayern Munich is not a team to just walk over. They have a very, very rich history in the Champions League. And if not for anything, they really need a trophy. Real Madrid has a trophy already. Bayern Munich needs a trophy, or at least one trophy, to keep their rep in their own domestic league intact, especially with what Bayern Leverkusen has done this season in the Bundesliga. As far as my predictions is concerned, I would, just for pedigree's sake, I'll give it to Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. Okay.
I don't know the scores, but one way or the other, I just feel like Real Madrid would, in usual fashion, come up with something. Yeah, that's what I think.
So, to be very, very honest, I still think Bayern, I'm giving it to Bayern. Now, we have to respect Real Madrid first. I am not saying it is Bayern Munich because I just want to spite Real Madrid or try to deny them of how strong or how capable they are in the competition. But just like I said, I love to see things from a very broad perspective and a very realistic perspective. We're talking about Real Madrid, a very strong side, the side that have played great football throughout the season. Jude Bellingham, this is his first season and he has amazed over 20 goals already, playing good football this season. And we know Vinny Jr., another great guy. He has been exceptional, explosive from the left wing. Now, let's take a now. Everyone is actually ignoring how deadly Bayern Munich are. Now, mind you, they have pacey wingers too, just like Real Madrid. They have the deadliest 9 in football currently. That is Harry Kane.
Over
They
40
have
something goals
exactly.
this season.
Now they have the maestro himself in midfield, Muller. They've got great midfielders too. They've got Götze. They've got
Musiala.
Musiala, the tricky star, the tricky
Trickster.
yeah, exactly, trickster. They've got defender. They've got Davies who can run. I mean, it's like a lion and a lion going against each other. But you understand that one lion is a wounded lion. They've hurt his pride. He needs to play for something. He needs it more than the other one. The other Madrid, they've gotten the La Liga. It's a very sweet season for them. Mind you, the first leg, we saw how the first leg went. Madrid thought it was going to be the easy ride because Bayern Munich have been playing awfully this season. But they scored, Bayern Munich scored, 2-2. It's still an open game. Gone are the days where you still have to ask about the away goal. But when you look at it from a very broad perspective, and then you ask yourself, are Real Madrid really ready to take this thing to the finals? Not even Bayern. Bayern, they know they've lost their home league. They don't get to play the DFB Pokal. They've lost both. The only thing that can redeem them this season is the Champions League. So now I am giving them, because of the shared determination and because they are trying to, get their pride back because they've lost it, because the way the point gap between Bayer Leverkusen and this is the first time, I think this is the first time a team have won the league, giving that huge margin against Bayern Munich. So I think they now have to go all out in the Champions League. And don't be surprised that when it happens, the first person you think of is me, because when I drop predictions here, it actually comes to pass. So I'm giving it to Bayern Munich.
What did you say? Wait. What did you say about Liverpool?
I said Liverpool will win 1-0, 2-0.
My friend.
Final note, I will give my own prediction so you guys don't feel left out. I would say Real Madrid.
Okay.
I would say Real Madrid because I think there's something to momentum. I think Real Madrid have momentum. Real Madrid have won the La Liga this season with only one loss. And I'd say Real Madrid because in the games that they've won in the Champions League this season, what you can tell that team has is they have determination. Yeah. We've seen what happens to Bayern if they're in a bad spot. We've seen that from their domestic league. If it turns on them, they've not expressed the ability to have proper bounce back ability. I think Bayern could be 2-0 up against Real Madrid and the game is not over. That's the kind of side Real Madrid are. And you've seen that over and over in the Champions League this season alone. You've seen it happen with Man City. There are moments in that game against Man City, you probably think, okay, City are going through. Okay. But Real Madrid come back. You kind of like saw it in the game against Bayern, where even though Real Madrid scored first, Bayern were dominating. They hit 2 goals. It's 2-1. You're losing 2-1 to a team that's basically dominating you. But you still fight back. You have players in that Real Madrid team who, they're not... You look at a player like Fede Valverde, for example. Valverde is not known for... you talk about players who's class. Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, what's his name in Bayern? You talk about players who are efficient, Harry Kane. You talk about players like Muller and the rest. These players are good players. They're great players. But you talk about a player like Fede Valverde. What characterizes Valverde is Valverde will appear. He will show up. Good game or not. Some players, they are either having the game of their life or it's not happening. Harry Kane is either banging in goals or it's not happening. Musiala is either dazzling you or it's not happening. Fede Valverde has the capacity to appear, show up. If you look at the game against Man City had all the possession, played all the proper football. It takes a player like Valverde to pull something out of nothing.
Yeah.
And that kind of like, it's like a cheat code. It's like an equalizer in a sense of the word, where we are not
A
playing.
very good equalizer.
Yeah, we're not playing as well as you. We're not playing as good as you. But we need one moment. And I think that this game could boil down to just needing one moment.
One moment.
And if it gets to that point, if it needs just one moment, I think Real Madrid are used to being the kind of team who just need that one moment. Now to touch on Premier League topics. First thing we'll get to is the fact that two newly promoted sides. We have Ipswich Town coming back to the Premier League, I think, for the first time in about 20-something
Yeah,
years.
22 years.
22 years. So
Yes.
massive accomplishment for them. But also, next season in the Premier League, we see the likes of Jamie Vardy again.
The return.
The return of
return
Vardy.
Of Jamie Vardy.
The
with
return of
Leicester.
Iheanacho.
Yeah, the return of, I think, Wilfred and Didi still
Yes,
plays
yes,
for
yes, yes.
Leicester City. So, yeah, they're coming back to the Premier League this season. And next season, I should say, we've missed them. I think I've missed seeing Vardy. I like watching Vardy play football.
Yes.
I like seeing Ndidi play football. So, they're back in the Premier League. Massive congratulations to them. Before we just leave this topic, who do you guys see leaving the Premier League? I think
Sheffield is gone. Burnley is gone also. So I think.
Are they gone?
No.
are they? Is it
No,
Burnley
I
or
think
Luton?
we just have two.
No.
We have
It's-
two teams already.
Two
that
teams
are-
are gone already.
No, two teams are actually on their way going.
Yeah, Sheffield is gone already. Burnley might leave. Luton might leave. Nottingham Forest might leave.
Yeah.
Sadly, I have to say I don't have so much hopes for Luton. Right, they have tried, but I don't think they were strong enough for what the Premier League is as a competition. And but I mean, it's great for them. They'll make some substantial amount of money. I hope they plow that back
Yeah.
into
Investing.
their whole setup, invest in making their team become better and all that stuff. Get more players, even if not the expensive players that can actually help them come back into the Premier League and compete. At the same time, I'll also say congratulations to Ipswich Town and Leicester City. I don't know. I don't know how many people know this, but as far as Ipswich Town is concerned, we remember Ipswich Town when the current Nigerian head coach, George Finidi, used to play for Ipswich Town. So that's when my knowledge about Ipswich Town came about, and it's really been disappointing how much they've been in the
fallen off
real bad in all these years, over 2 decades,
Yeah.
for a team that used to compete at least within the top 10 of the English Premier League. They fell so bad. I think at some point they went to the third division
Yeah.
of professional football in England. So it's good to see them come back. I mean, we don't know how long they will stay this time, but I mean, like I said, it's good to see Ipswich Town come back. to the
Yeah,
Premier League.
really nice to see. Any
And
thoughts?
of course, sorry to also add, Leicester City. I still will not forgive Leicester City for winning the Premier League over Arsenal at the time when they won the league. But I mean, there are Nigerians there, so shout out to Kelechi Iheanacho for coming back to the Premier League. I think you have to give those players a lot of credit for sticking with the team, even when they were in their downturn. Jimmy Vardy didn't leave. Wilfred and Didi didn't leave. I think a lot of their players didn't leave the team, right? And you have to say it's great that they have been rewarded by their performance, which has helped see them come back into the Premier League. And again, I don't think they will be going back this time.
Leicester City.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice assessment. Anything to say about just the promoted teams or the to be relegated teams, Chappie?
Well, Ipswich Town, I think they've done a great job. They've done a great job coming back to the Premier League after 2 decades. They've beaten all odds to come back, because I've been monitoring the second division, which is the Championship. I've been monitoring, and like 3 to 4 teams had like maybe 3 to 4 points point difference between them. So seeing Ipswich there, you got the likes of Leicester City, you've got Southampton, We've got Ipswich and I think Leeds. Those are like the 4 teams competing to win the championship. But fortunately for Leicester, they won it. Congratulations to them. And then Ipswich, the second team, which is like the team who have not been in the Premier League for over 2 decades. For them to be in that first 4 team to compete to return to the Premier League, it is amazing.
Massive.
It is huge. For them to even be confirmed before Southampton and
Leicester.
no, the fourth team. Leicester won won the championship. So for Ipswich to be the second confirmed team to return back to the Premier League instead of Southampton or Leeds, it's a huge statement. Because I mean, we all know Southampton were regulars in the Premier League, and we also know that Leeds were regular in the Premier League. But all of a sudden, we found out that okay, after Leicester won the league, then the next announcement was Ipswich. I mean, it's surprising.
Yeah.
Now they have to play a playoff from the 3rd team to I think the 5th or the 6th team. The 4 teams they will have a playoff for the team to be the 3rd team to qualify to the Premier League. So I mean, if Ipswich, who have been in the relegated battle for how many years, over 20 years, to just come into the Premier League,
avoid the playoff.
Avoid the playoff. That is a very huge statement.
Huge
very huge.
achievement.
I just hope they don't fumble the bag, because we all know what the Premier League is. The TV rights, the whole money and everything. I hope they don't fumble it. Let them get good players, new signings. Yeah, free transfer here and there, and then they can fix their squad up and
hopefully it'll be
go
good.
for it.
I just want to point out massive congratulations to Ipswich Town, but also massive congratulations to their manager, McKenna, who used to work at Manchester United as one of the assistant coaches during Jose Mourinho's time there. And this also brings me, it's a funny thing that I've noticed in football this season, where there's been a lot of success for managers who don't strictly identify with the style of play. We already spoke about that in the Champions League, seeing teams like Real Madrid pragmatically get where they're going. Also Dortmund as well, being very, very defensively astute. But in the context of the relegation battle, just one little thing before we leave this topic, I think it's quite ironic that a team like Burnley, who are a very, very stable Premier League club, albeit constantly in relegation, not constantly, but just being an above relegation battle type of team. So Burnley will typically finish maybe 16th, 15th, 14th in the table under Sean Dyche. Now what they did was they sacked Sean Dyche so that they could start playing more proactive, attacking football. They brought in Vincent Kompany. Dyche goes to Everton. Everton gets slapped with 2 different point deductions in the Premier League this season. And yet, they're not in the relegation battle. Guess who is probably getting relegated? Burnley with Vincent Kompany. So there's a thing to be said about managers that are pragmatic. I just thought to say that. It just came to mind, and I just put that out there. Now, still on the Premier League topic, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur 4-2. It's, I'm sure it felt nice.
No, it didn't.
Okay, it didn't feel nice.
Yeah.
You would know.
You would know.
I think it's probably coming a bit late.
Yeah, it's not about it coming. The victory was okay. It is more like a pat at the back when you have to pat yourself and say, oh, okay, you've done well. But we, the Liverpool fans, we know we could have done better. We just fumbled 2 games prior to the last game,
Spurs.
the Spurs game. So what I'm trying to say is, the game, I mean, Liverpool were up 4-0 before Spurs got their 2 goals. Liverpool were up 4-0. Why would they concede? Liverpool have conceded in the past 10 games straight. That is a very bad.
Yeah, that's not fancy.
Exactly. So that's just why I'm not really happy about it. There's nothing to be excited about when you concede in every game. Even if you're leading 5-0, something just tells you you're going to concede, and then boom, you concede a goal. Boom, you concede another one. Now, even at games where you don't even score, you concede. So when you don't score and you concede, you've lost the game. Same thing that happened when we play Crystal Palace. And other teams.
Like Everton.
Yeah,
Everton.
same thing happened against Everton too. So, it's quite unfortunate, but as a Liverpool fan, I have to be very critical here. It's not about just waving the club's flag. Just like I said it before, and you guys you guys almost mauled me to death. But I said something to you guys. I said, when you're attacking players and not delivering, the defense tend to feel the pressure. Because when you're attacking, all your teams and Liverpool play a high defensive line, all your teams are involved. So when they hit you on a counter, before they get back, probably you score or something.
And by attacking players, you're specifically talking about Darwin Núñez.
That exactly. So because
Just call the name. Don't go around the corner.
no, see, everyone knows Mohamed Salah. You can't fault Mohamed Salah. There are sometimes some great strikers don't score in 3, 4, 5, 6 games, 7 games. There are sometimes Lionel Messi don't score that much. There are sometimes he just wants to assist. There are some games he just gives pass. Now, when Salah doesn't score and he gives assist, who does he give it to?
Darwin.
And what does he do with it? Exactly my point. Now, that is why I say that sometimes you don't put all your eggs on one basket, put all your blames on one player, and say, "Oh, Mohamed Salah is not scoring." If he doesn't score, you have 2 other attackers there. If he doesn't score, he can lay these beautiful passes. He gives these beautiful passes every time to Darwin Núñez, and he doesn't convert it. Or sometimes he gives it to Luis Diaz, and Luis Diaz always wants to go past 2, 3 players before he shoots. That is another problem. There's a reason why I love Sadio Mane. You give him the ball, he gives you the shoulder, you go on, boom, boom. He doesn't have that. There's no time for all those things. You're doing all those movement and all. No. So that is what is killing. So when Liverpool are attacking, all the players, the defensive line are forward. They're almost crossing the midfield line. And then the midfielders are already in the box already, trying to get more goals or try to be available for passes and create more chances. And then when they lose the ball, maybe the ball gets to Núñez, he plays it to the keeper, he takes it, they start attacking Liverpool. Guess what happened? Liverpool gets beaten. They score against Liverpool, the opposition scores, and then we have to start all over again and start building. So that is why I say when your attackers make use of the you get, you won't have this type of Mohamed Salah is this one. You won't get to see it. When we had Salah, Firmino, Mane, you won't say, oh, this person is not performing, this other person is not performing. Because when Firmino is not scoring, which is the least goal scorer back then when we had that trial, it was the least goal scorer. But he was assisting. When he gives this person pass, he knows this person is going to score. When he gives this other person pass, he knows he's going to score. That is how it is. That is how it's done. So when you give someone like Núñez a beautiful pass one-on-one, the last game against Spurs, he got a very beautiful one-on-one. You cannot run so fast, and then when you see one-on-one with keeper, you don't do anything. It doesn't like say it toes babe now. You don't carry babe enter. Time don't reach for na to push.
Okay.
Gorozo no stand. They get the mantra now. You don't understand. Now when you see they voltage me, I don't go lie.
Chappy, just like last thing before we leave Liverpool. So, given that Klopp is leaving next season, who would you like to see come in? It's obvious to us on the Central Circle podcast that you don't like Darwin Núñez. In fact, it's
not like I don't like him. I don't like the fact that he cannot score.
Okay, so
open post.
Right. Okay, so
he hits the bar.
My question is, because it sounds like new manager coming in. Okay. Do you think Darwin Núñez are we in a situation where you feel? I
am very, very sure when the new manager comes in, Jota will be picked ahead of Darwin Núñez.
Okay, so
that is very, very certain.
Okay, so
Darwin Núñez has the best goal per game average.
Darwin Núñez?
Yes. I mean, no. Sorry, God forbid batting. Holy Ghost fire. Why they talk rubbish? Yeah. See, no, Jota, please. Okay. Jota has the best goal per game average. You understand? That's why we call him dual goal, because he scores. Please, I beg. I don't do it. Thank you.
So it's a case where it's going to be Jota starting. It's not going to be a case where Liverpool are going to be in the market.
I feel it is Jota starting in the center, and then on the left we have Gakpo. I feel Gakpo is a more direct player when he gets the ball than Diaz. Yes, when he gets the ball, he beats 1-2. He shoots. He's somebody that when he was at PSV, If you watch his clips, he's the kind of player that takes the ball from outside the box, goes in, beats one, beats two, he has his shot accuracy are actually very beautiful. They're actually something beautiful for you to see. Then when he went to the World Cup, we understand he was actually one of the highest goal scorers at the World Cup. Gakpo.
Yeah, Cody
Before
Gakpo.
Liverpool signed him. So when he came to Liverpool, we played him out of position. The club said, okay, he wanted him to play as a 9, which is not his natural position, but he was struggling with it. But I mean, that's cool. But when you take him back to his normal natural position on the left, he's deadly.
So
he's
it's not.
fast, he's pacey, he's
It's
strong.
more of a reshuffle, not really going into the market.
Exactly. And now
bringing in-
bringing in a Dutch manager who understands Gakpo or who will understand Gakpo and understand the kind of game he plays because he's coming from a Dutch league too. Gakpo was from a Dutch league. This manager is from a Dutch league. So I think the understanding will be there. You understand? Dutch players are actually clinical. Ruud van Nistelrooy, Van der Vaart, and so many other Dutch attackers that we've had in the game. Beautiful game. You understand? So, I mean, I feel it is going to be helpful for Gakpo and Jota. Jota is very clinical. We still have Mohamed Salah, another clinical person. Another person who I feel is a protege that will replace Salah when Salah leaves the team is Harvey Elliott. That's the guy. If you watch his game, his pattern, he's not scared to shoot from outside, from inside the box, and he plays good passes. But he's still a protege. He's growing up. So I feel maybe a year or two, when the new manager comes and makes him settle and gives him a bigger role, I think he'll deliver.
Right, nice. Okay, to finish off on the just one final question before we get into some other things.
Okay.
So Man City, I think they've got 2 games in hand. Arsenal currently sit at the top of the table, and Arsenal will win the Premier League.
Man City has a game in hand.
Oh, a game in hand actually. If Manchester City drop points, Arsenal win the Premier League.
Yes.
Arsenal do need to, of course, avoid dropping points themselves.
Yes.
So again, final note, Chappie, we're getting close to the finish line here. Who do you see lifting silverware, Premier League silverware, come the end of the season?
I have always been somebody who is very, 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 very confident
Bro,
about
just
anything. I
answer
say.
your damn question.
Now, this man is interrupting me, which is actually rude.
Just answer your damn question.
Okay, don't be rude.
Yeah,
Chappie,
let me
please.
talk.
Answer
please.
your
Let me
damn
talk.
question.
Let this gentleman talk, please.
All right, go ahead.
I'll let you talk. Okay? So, now what you need to understand is the fact that I have said something for the past 5 weeks. I am not someone who changes his talk or is whatever he says.
Perception.
Yes, perception rather. I am somebody who, when I tell you this, I stand. There are so many times I've said something and everyone here, even the production, everyone was saying, "Oh, it's wrong," and I stood on what I believed in. And then you made research and I found out it's true. So what I'm still saying, listen, because the answer, no, the guy, relax. You
Just
don't reach
answer the
you.
question.
Oh my coin, relax.
All right.
Now what I'm trying to say is, Arsenal
Oh, you have been saying.
will still be very, very hopeful. City are winning this thing. Simple, short, direct. I am ready to bet on it.
You actually
actually
there's a
have.
bet already.
You actually have.
Bethlehem, Judea. Who
You're wearing an
you
Arsenal
said-
jersey
you
for
said-
1 month.
this one.
But it's what you said.
I say Arsenal jersey where if they go come up Bayern.
No. There
You
was
actually-
2 bets. It was 2
You
bets.
actually said.
Carry,
you-
oh yeah,
It
now,
was 2 bets.
carry the jersey, carry go Bethlehem.
So are you not sure?
You cannot force me to say what I don't want to say.
Okay, so anyway,
Exactly.
Chappie, let's move on.
Good.
Chappie still believes Man City.
Yeah.
Chooks, what do you think? What do you think? I know how you feel.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like City would drop points either between the game with Fulham
Why you
or the game with Spurs.
They
And
play
that
my
would-
fans.
And that would, you said you were not going to interrupt me. For a man that said, I say something and I keep to my words, in less than 30 seconds, you have faltered in that. Look at me, I'm talking to you. Yes, look at me. Arsenal, on the other hand, I expect them to wallop Manchester United. That's certain, right? The only game I have a little reservation for is the last game against Everton at home, right? And that could be the only joker for Arsenal. If Arsenal drop points at that game, then of course City gets it. But I expect City to drop points either against Fulham or against Tottenham. I expect City to win their last game.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes. Now, interesting thing that we will talk about now, because you said you are sure that Arsenal will wallop Manchester United. It's sad that Little Giant isn't here because I would have loved for him to be here. Now, in the Premier League, in the recent games that have been played, Manchester United Crystal Palace ended 4-0. Ended 4-0. And if you were to take a time machine and to go back in time to, I don't know, 2013, 14, whenever, and tell people that Manchester United and Crystal Palace played a game that ended 4-0, they would automatically assume that the people who won 4-0 was Manchester United.
True.
But no, Manchester United lost 4-0 to Crystal Palace. Just to point out some things, Manchester United lost 4-0 to Crystal Palace. Manchester United have a goal difference in the negatives.
Hey.
What that means is that football club has conceded more goals than they have scored this Premier League season. They've also recorded their worst Premier League season in I don't know how many.
Yeah,
years.
they've lost 13 games.
They've lost
history.
They've lost 13 games. This is probably the worst Premier League season performance for Manchester United in the history of the Premier League. They've not had it this bad. There's a couple of other records that have been broken that I won't even get to. Chappie was saying something about how disappointed he was about the fact that Liverpool have conceded goals in, I think, 10 games.
10 games, yes.
Manchester United have conceded over 80 goals this season.
Yeah.
Over 80 goals this season. That is
82 goals.
yeah,
Yes.
to concede that amount of goals. Now, all of this is obviously, this kind of situation cannot happen where there is a capable manager. I personally don't believe that Ten Hag is a capable manager. I don't know what he's doing there. It's interesting. We'll get there. It's interesting to know that Ten Hag was actually trying to get the Spurs job a couple of years ago. I think before it was given to, I'm not sure if it was Jose Mourinho or someone else, or just after Jose Mourinho was sacked and Spurs were looking for a new manager. Ten Hag was one of the people in the running.
Yeah.
They didn't hire him because he lacked charisma. Charisma is something that we don't see him having much of with this Manchester United team. But if we're going to be honest, he's probably like, he's a problem, but he's a problem in the midst of a lot of problems. But I'll specifically talk about him. I'll let you guys go in on the other bits. Any football manager that comes into a football club and says, you come into a football club, you have a football team, and you have Cristiano Ronaldo. You meet Cristiano Ronaldo. You don't have to sit down with your board and convince your CEO or your director of football to go and help you sign Cristiano Ronaldo. No, he's already there at the club. And then you tell Cristiano Ronaldo that he has to prove to you that he can be a part of the team and he can score goals. That you will not be, you won't have a successful career as a manager.
I mean, look at Cristiano Ronaldo today.
Look at Cristiano Ronaldo right now. Over 40-something goals
He
scored
has
this season.
outscored all Manchester United attackers.
Forget Manchester United attackers.
Damn.
Cristiano Ronaldo is
One of the
top three most prolific scorers in
this
football
season.
this season.
Hey.
This season. And then just to
I don't want anybody to say it's the Saudi league.
no,
Come on,
Messi
man.
plays in the USA.
Yes,
How
man.
many goals has he scored? So, and then just so you will know, right? Because so you know that this person has, because there's sometimes, we as football fans, let's be honest, there's sometimes someone working in football sees something that we can't see. Sometimes they make decisions and we go, this decision is not good. But after a while, it plays out well and we hold our hands up.
Like the Arteta situation.
We hold our hands up and we say, maybe, because I remember the Arteta situation, I would say maybe when Arteta was taking out people like Aubameyang, for example. Yeah. Someone like me, I was like, what's going on there? Like, why is he doing that? But hey, it played out well.
Pepe.
Congratulations. You did a pretty good job there. Pepe was even easy. But Aubameyang at the time, you would think that's the person carrying Arsenal. Now this guy comes in, takes out Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, look, he has gone and scored 40-something goals. Comes in, let me put the situation out for you so that everybody can understand. He comes in and then he accuses Jadon Sancho of not training well. All Jadon Sancho did was come out and say, this is false. No one should bring this up on me. Because I don't know what people are expecting. Are we encouraging a culture of someone just says something about you, but because they're your boss, you can't say anything? Yeah. So he defends himself. And then there's pressure. There's pressure. No, I'm getting there. There's pressure on Sancho to apologize, which is, you people should not blame me, which is absolutely fucking bullshit. Let me just say that.
Yes.
Which is because no one... Podcast aside, football aside, this is a general life lesson. If you are correct, don't apologize.
Like me.
Like me too.
Yeah. Who are you?
I was
If you are
correct.
correct,
So many times I was
don't-
correct.
the only-
You expected me to
Calm down,
apologize.
my
the
brother.
only situation in which you'd be in your life where if you don't, you know you're right, but apologize, is if they put a knife to your neck or a gun to your head.
Yes.
If they've not done that, if you still eat the next morning, if you are right,
Or
don't
if you're
apologize.
with your babe and she no one
If you're with your babe, don't tell her to get the fuck. She can leave.
Cole never
Like-
catch you for midnight.
No, don't worry.
Go home for
Bro,
midnight to go
go and use lotion, bro. Go and use lotion, bro. If you're right, don't apologize. We've got to the point of the podcast where I ask questions round. Again, so sad the little giant couldn't be here. But I mean, if your team lose 4-0 to Crystal Palace, me too, I won't come. So,
But that's your
That's
team.
your
That's
team
your team
actually,
too
though.
now.
Hala Madrid.
Hey!
Question
Patrick.
number
Wahala.
one.
Okay.
Question number one.
Okay. Okay.
This question is again, we're not doing club specific questions today,
Okay.
so everybody has two
Okay.
shots at
Okay.
this.
I feel the production changed it because of me. I mean,
Chappy. So I'm going to ask 5 questions.
Five?
Yeah, 5 questions.
yeah.
5 questions. If I need
5
to ask
each,
one more,
yes.
I'm leaving with not
5
5
Why don't we
each.
do 3?
No.
Not 5
Come
each.
on, man. 5.
I'm asking 5 questions.
Okay, 2.
I'm not asking to anybody. When I ask, if you feel you know the answer, shoot at me.
Okay.
Question number 1. Which player scored the fastest hat-trick in the Premier League?
Sadio Mane.
Yeah.
You didn't even try.
That's a Liverpool question, man.
Nah, it's not a
Nah,
Liverpool
no,
question.
it's a
But
Premier
he
League
is
team.
correct.
But it wasn't in Liverpool. It was at Southampton when he
The
scored it.
answer is Sadio Mane. He did score a hat-trick in 2 minutes 56 seconds for Southampton against Aston Villa,
Aston Villa,
in
yes.
2015. You dey watch ball, Chappy. You get girlfriend like this.
I'll talk for another day.
Question number 2.
Yeah.
Which player, okay, since you've answered this one, it's his question. If you can't get it, then you go.
Okay.
Which player with 653 games has made the most Premier League appearances?
Ryan Giggs.
Wrong.
Gareth Barry.
Correct. Gareth Barry with 653 games. Chappy. Chappy. Chappy, after this podcast, follow me.
Follow you to
I need to introduce you to women. No, this is not too much.
Shaggy has women though.
No.
Shaggy has women though.
This is not too much.
Hold on. Let me tell you why.
Chappy,
Hold on. Chappy. Let's go. But Chappy has women though. Don't even play.
Chappy, if you get this next question, number 3. Three players share the record for the most Premier League red cards. Altogether, like that's 8 per player. Who are they?
Most Premier League red cards.
Most Premier League red cards. 3 players have the same. They have 8 red
Patrick
cards
Vieira.
each. Patrick Vieira won.
Roy Keane.
Wrong.
Barnes.
Wrong.
No, not Barnes. This former Everton.
Vieira is
No,
one
this
of them.
former West Ham player.
wait.
Forgotten his name. I've forgotten his name. Something Barnes. Yeah, I think something
Harvey
Barnes. No, not Harvey Barnes.
No, Harvey
Barnes,
Barnes.
Small boy now. There's one guy. I've forgotten his name.
10 seconds. 9, 8.
But he has mentioned one, right?
Yeah. Patrick Vieira is 1. You have
The
2 more.
player the player I'm talking about is he played at West Ham. I think at the point he
7.
played Everton. I've forgotten his name.
There's an Everton.
That's what I'm saying. I've
6.
forgotten his name. Wait, can you just mention one letter in his name?
I'll give
The
you a hint.
initials.
I'll give you a hint. He's a former Everton player who became an Everton manager at some point. 5.
Tim Duncan. Something Duncan. Duncan
Wrong.
Ferguson.
Duncan Ferguson.
Ferguson.
Yes.
Correct.
Then the third one.
3,
There's one other guy. God. So you have mentioned one. I've mentioned one.
2.
Gareth Barry.
Wrong. The answer is Patrick Vieira. Richard Dunn, who I
Richard.
don't,
Yeah. Yo, that guy, that demonic player. The guy is
And-
scatter leg.
Duncan Ferguson.
Yes,
That's
Duncan
the third
Ferguson.
question.
I got one though.
That's the third
I
question.
got
This
one.
question was whose question? I think was yours. Okay, so
Alright.
the next one will be you now. With 260 goals, who is the Premier League all-time top scorer?
It's this guy, Alan Shearer.
Alan Shearer, correct. So what's the score? What's the score? Who's keeping check? I think you guys have 2 apiece.
2-2, yeah.
2-2. Final question to Chappy. Okay, after this, I have to let you try one.
No, bonus. Anybody who answers first.
Okay. When was the inaugural Premier League season?
1992.
Now my question, and I'm going to talk now. 92 now. Everybody knows that
92.
one. So it's 92.
92.
United won it that year.
92.
It's 92
1992.
now.
Okay, now 1992.
That's 3.
No, he answered now.
Is this the last question?
I actually said first to answer.
No problem.
Okay, one more. Ask
No,
one.
No,
Ask
I
one
actually
more.
said first to answer.
Fair enough.
No. I don't know. I don't know.
problem.
It's the last
I'll
question. I know the answer now.
I'll ask the next
You
one.
go pay me. You go pay me if this man win me now. You go
This
pay
is
me
your-
now. You know the matter.
I did ask you.
Oh yeah, ask her. Yeah.
Which team won the first Premier League title?
United now. You don't want me. You don't want government.
Just like 6-6. You guys want to keep going?
Yeah. Now let's
Let's finish it off. You.
No, bonus. See.
No, you
No.
don't play like that.
Relax.
You get
Relax.
Play.
With 202 clean sheets, which goalkeeper has the best record in the Premier League? You.
Peter Cech.
Peter Cech, correct. Okay, moving on. How many clubs? Now it's like first to miss.
Sudden death.
Sudden death.
Okay.
How many clubs competed in the inaugural Premier League season?
24.
Wrong. Next question. That's for you. Which 3 players shared the Premier League Golden Boots in the 2018-2019 season?
2018-2019 season. Oof.
If you get one wrong, I have to call red on it. 2018-2019.
So there was.
Chappie, they smile.
Oh, damn. I pass.
You pass. Chappie, have you got it?
2018-2019.
2018-2019 season. 3
Aubameyang,
Pierre-
Salah, Mane.
Correct.
Don't play with me, my boy.
Chappie.
Don't play with me, my boy. Come on, man.
And
Come on. It's too easy. It's too easy.
Thus ends
It's too
another-
easy. It's too
thus-
easy, bro.
Right.
It's
yeah,
too
yeah.
easy.
I got.
It's too
congrats,
easy.
bro.
Come on,
Congrats,
man.
bro.
It's too easy.
Congrats, bro.
It's too easy, bro. It's like oxygen, man. What are you saying?
Thus ends another episode of the Central Circle
What are you
podcast.
saying?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun talking about football. I just
What
want
are you
to
saying, bro?
let you guys know one thing. Once this podcast is done, as we're done, I'm going to finish my drink. Chappie, you're going to come with me. We're going to meet women. We're going to talk to women. It's not normal. It's not normal. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, see you next time.